And welcome back to Icewindale. Got a couple of members on the way, but we're going to start off without them and jump right back in. Last session, the party had traveled to Lonelywood. After finishing off a few goblins, they got paid for returning the iron ingots to the black iron blades. The dwarves said that they would sing your praises in the halls of the Dwarven Valley. And as you set off, you decided to stop on the way past Targos, I believe. No, you stopped on the way Bryn Shander, picked up some goods, and then just pushed on basically to Lonelywood. Oh, wait, no, you stopped off in Tourmaline. That's the one. Tourmaline are in a little bit of a trouble themselves. They said they have a mine that has been overrun by kobolds, and the party are keen to perhaps go back there and fix that problem, especially seeing as there is a hefty reward as well. Making it to Lonelywood is when you got to meet the happy, good-spirited halfling known as Nimsy Huddle. She had baked you some cookies and was eager to talk to you about how to fix this problem that they're having. A white moose seemingly enraged and attacking loggers. Its unusual nature for the actual moose itself seems as though almost like it's been driven to do this, and you were quite right, Roki, in suspecting that maybe something magical was going afoot. And so you waited in the morning after you made Manny chop some trees, and sure enough, this very old-looking, scarred moose began to emerge from the forest. And as you cast Detect Magic, you sensed there was some sort of transmutation that had been cast on it, perhaps a long time ago, centered on its mind. And you came to the conclusion that this could be some sort of awakened spell, as it does appear as though the moose is incredibly intelligent, enough to be able to, get itself out of a bear trap and retreat when it knows it's outnumbered. Thankfully, thanks to your new acquired ally, the Tabaxi Tracker was able to actually use his survival skills and find the hoof prints in the snow that led you all the way to this ancient-looking structure. An elven tomb lies half buried in the snow, and you can see these statues all kind of staring down at you. There's a sarcophagus that seemed to have these different symbols, some sort of combination to perhaps unlock it. You could sense abjuration magic coming from it. A twig, a pine cone, feather. These were some of the ingredients needed to burn upon a brazier. But the last one appeared as though it was a human hand, and not looking like anyone was willing to chop their own hand off. Tracker immediately just stuffed his hand into the fire, which burnt and sizzled his fur away, but it did seem as though the rune flickered for but a moment. And with that, you realized you may only have a few seconds, but if someone held their hand in there long enough that the others could heave the lid off of the sarcophagus, then maybe you could just get it open. So, little Roki had his fingernails melted off, his skin charred, and God, that was painful, but somehow, working together, the other four members managed to heave the sarcophagus lid away and reveal an ancient-looking female form, dressed in fine cloths, have all since lost their color and turned to grey. She doesn't seem to speak your language. No one else studied Elvish, and so she sort of wandered around with a look of recognition over this place, but then her gaze quickly turned somber and concerned as she saw that there was a big gaping hole in the side of the tomb itself. It looks like it's been smashed through. Excuse me. There's a massive broken archway, and you can see the rubble as you approach. And ducking down just underneath this little lip, that's when you realize There are camps in here, little fires set up. Small animals are huddled round them to keep warm. And amongst them is the awakened white moose, still licking its wounds from the previous battle. And it turns to look at you all. And in a kind of gruff, wheezing voice, it says, "How did you follow me? Come to finish the job." And that is where we left off. Roki, you're standing right at the entranceway. How do you react to this?
You seemed in distress. It seemed like something wrong was going on. We needed to find out the truth. We don't want people getting hurt, but we don't want to hurt you.
Your people have done plenty of hurt and damage. There won't be a forest much longer.
So the only way to deal with that is to hurt back? You can talk, you can communicate. Did you not try?
I haven't always been able to. But
how did you end up like this?
Someone with great knowledge bestowed a gift upon me. And now I see the evil in your ways. They have told me much. The white moose gets to its feet and it begins to stride back and forth.
There is no
They have
evil
told
in
me
the
of your
intent.
greed.
It's survival. The wood is for survival. The place, this entire continent, everything has gone bad. The winters got colder. Things have got eternal. People are trying to live.
The winter. You are to blame for this. Oriel.
Yeah?
She is punishing you for your deeds, your sins. And we are suffering as a result.
How do you know this? How do you know it's human
She has
fault
told
and not
me
the fault of the
everything.
gods? You've met Oriel?
No. One of her servants. She is the one that gave me this gift.
We have someone who is a cleric of Oriel, who has been bestowed a gift from Oriel. Part of our group. She has protected us. She has saved our life once. We cannot be part of this evil you say about.
You can roll me a persuasion check on this, actually, Roki. As I think Faith does start to slowly try to approach.
Back already? I thought we sent her off to,
Oh, you're absolutely right. No, you're 100%
Yeah.
right. He isn't here. Good point. Okay. Stef's coming up, though, I imagine. Holy shit. So, this white moose seems to stop in its tracks for a moment and says, "You have a follower of Oriel?"
Yes. My group, my friends here, we are not of the 10 towns. We merely offer aid to people that need help. But when it seemed like it wasn't just animals just choosing to attack on their own, I was worried that something was controlling you, something was forcing you, something was using you to attack the people out of its own vengeance. But we had to somehow find out the truth, and the only way to find out the truth was to lure you out.
And this is why you do not strike now.
I don't want to strike.
You wish to come to some sort of resolution here.
Yes, I want to see the 10 towns able. Sorry, what was the town we were next to?
Lonely Woods?
It was Lonelywood.
I want to see Lonewood be able to survive the cold, harsh temperature, but I don't want to see the woodland get destroyed. The speaker for the town, Nimsy, she will happily come to an agreement to protect the sanctity of the forest as long as there's a way to still get some wood, to make sure trees are replanted, to make sure wildlife has their protected areas.
Okay. At this, the white moose has paused in its striding and seems to just be weighing what you've said in its mind. Tracker, you wanted to add to this?
If what you say is that the townsfolk are destroying the forest, why not teach them how to take what is ready to be taken and give back what needs to be given back? Just fighting. If we wanted to fight you and kill you, we wouldn't be talking with you. We want to help the people. We want to help you.
This conflicts with what I have been told. Ravison has said that you are, well, everything else but reasonable.
Ravison? That's a new name. Is that the one who bestowed this upon you, the follower of Oral?
She is. She dwells here.
Would that be... And then can I, reach out to try and get the attention of the lady behind us?
Yes, so she does approach.
Would this be who you're talking about?
No. I do not know who this is. She smells of death.
He was locked in this place. I don't know who by. And I'll show him my arm. It took great pain to find out what was locked away. But she does not seem to deem harm. I don't understand.
He takes a moment to gaze in amongst the now kind of overgrown tomb. You can see a lot of the foliage here is as a result of this opening being broken. The campfires are clearly not something akin to an elven tomb. Scattered with bones, he looks around and realizes that many years has passed since he was last here, and so instead drops the sort of concerned demeanor and actually takes a sort of a bow towards the white moose. Probably not unusual for awakened animals, for an elven princess. You're not sure what she is, really. It does look like some sort of royalty, though, with the crescent moon atop her head, almost fitted like a tiara. But it doesn't seem like she's able to still speak with this moose.
If you know anything of elves, they are protectors of nature. You see her response, her approach.
Fine. I see that you are not a threat. But Ravison will not be so easily persuaded. He has very strong opinions on the 10 Towners.
What can you tell us about Ravison?
She is wise. She knows how to live in these lands. She is connected to them. The winter, it is almost as if she was born in it. She has taught us many things about your people, but perhaps she has not yet met you. You say you are not 10 Towners. Maybe you can strike an accord. Otherwise, she will... If not, then she is likely to vehemently defend herself.
We mean her no
She's
harm. She has nothing to defend herself against.
The moose turns its head slightly and looks down this tunnel behind it. Then you may speak with her.
We have a
She is
friend.
the gateway.
The friend of Oral I said about. She is collecting something to allow us to speak to this elven royalty here. Can we wait for her to come back?
It turns again. It says, "We are in no need or rush. Pick your words and time carefully.
Thank you very much.
Ravison mostly keeps locked away to herself." And you see the white moose kind of go back over to this nearby campfire, and it lays itself down and continues to lick its own wounds.
I'll give a bow and I'll try and like usher the lady to like step out with us as we
Yeah, she
get outside of me.
He seems to follow you. And I guess during all of that, you want to roll an insight check as well. Go ahead.
Does anyone nearby look like we
you-
could sit down and talk?
The gazebo is a shelter from the snow, and it is a warm fire that is still lit. Wow, double nat 20s, what's going on here? Oh, shit, Roki.
How are you doing this?
You could say he's on fire.
Oh my god.
So, Roki, you gather that this white moose has been told a lot of exaggerated things about 10 towns. If it has only truly come to intelligence recently, then
it can be truth.
I didn't say it's not.
Yeah.
I said it's exaggerated. But the thing is, this white moose doesn't have any other information to weigh it against. If it's only just become intelligent, then it's going to take everything with utmost trust. Someone's gifted them as well, and so it's kind of given them a sense of wanting to repay them, a sense of debt. But yeah, it could be that this Ravison has really stretched the truth. Maybe not all of it is a lie. Of course, there are real things, real problems that the 10 towners have caused.
How do I turn this effect
And
off? Because
maybe-
we're gonna be talking for a while.
Yeah, you can just go onto your effects and end it. It's your concentration, I believe. You just turn that off. There you go. And
it didn't work.
it did. Also,
There we
whilst you had that up, I will mention that Stef's shovel was glinting like bright red.
More information. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll come back to
Like,
that. But yeah, you
glinting,
huddle around the fire.
Like the whole time, or like at a specific time?
Whilst you had the detect magic up, you hadn't been right next to Stef at the time, because you'd been like over by the sundial, and then you'd been over by this whilst you were over here. It's only when you came into 30-foot range now is when you just noticed it. Just as the spell ended. You're like, oh shit, that shovel is magic. But yeah. Any case, you can wait here, and you're waiting for Faith to return with
That's gonna
what
be a
again?
day, right?
No,
No.
they're only going to to Lonelywood, aren't they?
They were going to Bryn Shander to get a scroll of comprehend languages.
Oh shit! Right.
So if we're waiting
Oh,
for
God, yeah.
Faith, then we're waiting for a day.
Yeah, that's true.
Most
Might be
of them
waiting a
seem
while.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no. Doesn't seem like this is a time sensitive thing. You could just wait.
And then we have to rush back for everything else we've got to do.
That
We're
is
gonna be
true, but
pushing our
there's still
time.
like at least
We still
I will
have
say there's still
a
like a
decent
good
amount
10
of time.
days.
Mm.
You've got like a dozen days.
Oh, okay. Well, back to go.
Yeah.
So we're going to take slow talk, and I'm just going to be like, guys, I am out of my depth. We got through that, but we need to talk about what we're going to do next. The follower of Oral in a time like this, she might be very powerful and someone we don't want to fight. Does anyone disagree?
I do not disagree.
She has a problem with the 10 towns. Like, what are we going to do here? What are we going to try and get out of this conversation?
Figure out why there is a problem with the 10 towns. I mean, it probably is that the 10 towners don't respect nature, but that's something we can teach them.
Mm. Steph, what kind of magical creatures do you have again? You have a monkey that you can summon. Is there anything else?
Steph can summon the familiar to be like a cat, a monkey, even turning it into like a small rodent or even an octopus.
I'm wondering if we could get
it's-
some intel from one of your familiars that could give us an idea of what the person looks like, an idea of their demeanor, what we might need to be worried about. Like, does this
Yeah,
look like someone we can trust, or someone that will attack any other follower of Oral to gain power? I don't know.
Last I recall, he had it summoned as a cat called Chibbles. So
Did he? Oh, okay.
we will say, yeah, I think so. So he can totally do that and summon it. And
you can try and just find a
you can have it
sneaky
head
way
in.
through.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
The little cat treads carefully through the snow and back to the entrance. And I'll have it roll a stealth check.
I guess you'll be stealth. You'll be Steph telling us what he sees.
Yeah, you can look through the eyes of the cat. That's actually enough to sneak past most of the animals. Looks like they don't pay any mind because a lot of different animals have made shelter here. So it's kind of like a little sanctuary for them. So they don't take any notice of this little cat wandering down the tunnel and investigates. And as you're going, Steph's giving you like a first person description of everything. So I'll actually tell you what they see. Right at the end of this tunnel, there's a circular. Actually, the door is actually locked. Yeah, there's this big stone door, and it's engraved with a white semicircle, and it has rounded edges facing towards the left. Basically, the symbol of a half moon. That much is obvious. But there's no obvious handle or like keyhole to look through, like this solid stone door. And I think I did mention as the awakened moose, he said that Ravison mostly keeps locked away to herself.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah, but that's...
No way to find a sneak in then.
Well, I'll have Chibbles do a little bit more exploration. They go down to a separate tunnel to investigate to the south. And this underground passage narrows before ending at another stone door. But this one, it doesn't actually look like it's fully like solid. It's actually got like a sort of a crisscross pattern of stone, so you can actually see through it, like almost like a window, but with no glass or anything. And looking through, they can see a circular chamber. There are small little broken pots, a couple of overgrown briars, but at the very back of the room, upon this intricate stone stepped altar, there is a mounted oval mirror about 7 feet tall and half as wide, and it's encircled by like a decorative stone frame. And yeah, it's also got these little candles lit around it as well, sort of illuminating this scintillating mirror, kind of silvery in color. And I'll head back around again, and you can see that Tibbles makes note of another door to the south. This one also appears to be locked with no way of looking through either. But I will say though, on this door, there is again an engraving with a white semicircle with a rounded edge facing towards the right. Is again the symbol of a half moon. And then finally, in the very bottom right of the tomb, past a few wolf cubs, there is another door. But judging from where this one sits, this one leads out into the open where you guys are. And it too appears to be locked. But it has a indentation, no visible handles or hinges. It appears to be locked. So I think that's everything Chibbles sees. A lot of locked doors with half moon symbols on them.
Okay, and tonight is a full moon, right? Oh yeah, it's full moon. Great.
It's a full moon, yeah. That's a good point, actually, yeah. Full moon.
Wait, how do we know that?
It's on the calendar.
Which I can never remember which thing that comes under.
Notes, journal notes, and then simple calendar.
Journal notes. So yeah, on the left, on the tools, there's journal notes, and then simple calendar brings it up.
Oh.
There's the 30th of Kythorn right now, and it is indeed a full moon.
Okay.
Which means something.
Can we do like just like a
You did-
little bit of foraging and then get some rest there whilst we wait for Faith?
Foraging? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we have food, but you know, we might as well forage. So if we don't have to eat all the food on us, we have it for later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whilst you're in the woods, that makes sense. Tracker can actually forage without the need of a roll, correct?
Without the sorry? Oh,
You've got a background feature.
Let me check. You can find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 people each day, provided that the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth.
There you go. Water is very easy to find. It's literally all around you. You just have to melt it near the brazier. And as for berries, yes, you're in a woods. Otherwise, in Icewindale, there is no food. But here, you can find small shrubs, and there's plenty of them with berries. So yes, you forage a little bit while you're waiting, and sure enough, you have some roasted berries if you'd like.
I would very much like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds great. I want to heal myself since we're gonna sleep at some point. Okay, that's enough.
You can-
Sleep.
I mean,
Consider
while
this-
I'm foraging, then you can consider it a short rest, which would...
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
You can have a short
Wait,
rest instead of
I
casting a
assume
spell.
I assume we were gonna long rest at some point when we're waiting for Faith.
Okay, yeah. If you'd like to wait
yeah.
that long, that's fine.
If
You can do
it
that.
seemed like what we were talking about doing. I don't know if anyone else has any suggestions.
I don't mind.
Taking a long rest out here. Well,
We can
let's see
keep
what
the
the weather
fire
has to say
going.
about that.
I mean, we can ask the moose if we can use the cave.
A terrible idea. You can try that if you want. I'm not going to stop you.
It's just that this isn't a proper shelter, and it's enough to keep you like warm. But I wouldn't say like it's long rest kind of territory. You would probably want to go back to Lonelywood for that. This is just so you're not making frost checks every hour, basically. But if you want to get a long rest, I'd say you just have to take a trip back to Lonelywood and rest there instead.
The cave is out of the question? Because I was gonna ask the moose.
The moose says, I doubt Ravison will allow you to stay here. Not comfortably.
Then we go back to town.
As you're going by, Tracker, you do notice the moon symbols devoid of snow on the sundial, or moon dial rather, that do represent the different phases of the moon. And as of right now, the top one, it seems to be intermittently glowing. And you realize as you're looking up, the sky is not completely clear. There's about some patchy clouds here and there, and where the gaps in the clouds form, that's when the moonlight can shine down. It kind of glows with this silvery light every time the light hits it.
Did Stef describe something that looks like a full moon? Just a half moon?
Yes. Half moons mainly, yeah. He didn't mention any full moon symbols, just half moons.
Just half moons, okay. I will ask again if Gibbles actually noticed something that might look like a full moon. The moon dial is glowing.
Steph says, no, I only saw half moons on every stone door. Actually, there was something that was like glowing with light though. It was the overall mirror. It seemed to be like glowing with this scintillating silvery light. And as it happens, that door was not like a full solid door. You could see through it. There's like this crisscrossed pattern in the stonework, so you could look through.
Are we gonna antagonize the moose right now? Or are we gonna take a rest?
We need to find Faith and make a choice from there, I guess.
Then we wait in Lonelywood for Faith?
Well,
or are we gonna track her down?
We can't really bring a strange elven lady into Lonelywood that we don't know how to talk to, that we don't know if someone else will be able to. We might just have to rough it for a little bit. Unless we have a safer option. Or try and meet Faith halfway and then walk back here the rest of the way with her. Find another cave to sleep in on the way. I don't know.
Actually, I'll be more specific with the mirror. as well.
Mhm.
It seems like it was like occasionally like glowing, like intermittently. It would suddenly like glow with silvery scintillating light and then sort of die down again. In a similar pattern to what you saw, Tracker,
Mhm.
on the full moon.
Oh, so is that? So to that Stef like stealth reiterating that, like remembering because
Mhm.
talking about the symbol. It's like, oh, is the mirror a portal?
You couldn't tell. I mean, I can roll an Arcana check,
Can I
but
just?
it doesn't. It doesn't.
Can I
I just want to
go
mention that
over? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
rolling an Arcana check doesn't tell him it's conjuration magic or it's divination magic. That's detect magic. So Arcana checks are literally just going to be, I might know what it is, but with a 12, probably not. Sure, mirrors have been known to maybe be a portal, but they could also be something else. They could also like maybe change appearances or see things that are not normally seen. Could be anything.
Hmm. Okay. Tracker, did you try interacting with the symbol that was flashing?
You want me to step on the symbol? I can do that.
See if you feel anything.
You step on the symbol tracker. The only real thing you feel is a lack of cold. Like it doesn't feel like this stone gets cold. Maybe
Mhm.
it's magically like this to prevent snow from forming on it.
So it's
And
basically
I'll say,
warm to the
sure enough,
touch, and that's it.
yeah, effectively, that's all you see is like some water trickling in between the cracks, but you don't feel filled with magic or anything. Standing on it though will block the light landing on it,
Hmm.
and then as a result, it sort of flickers out.
Hmm.
And then as you move away, it illuminates again.
Someone must have an idea. So that flickers, the mirror flickers. We're all out here in the cold. God, I wouldn't have sent Faith away if I knew the moose was in there.
Well, you knew the moose was probably in there, but what you didn't know is that this is a follower of
Immediately.
Auril that you're dealing with.
Yeah. That's like, I mean, like that's.
Okay.
Oh.
If you want, though, we can skip over to the next day. Just be aware that it's probably not going to be a full moon again. It's probably going to cross over to. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I don't really have any ideas. Not that we're lacking
Crescent
people
moon.
to suggest stuff.
All right, we'll skip over. We'll go to the next day as you return back to Lonelywood and wait for Faith to return with a scroll of comprehend languages. May help greater insight from this elven priest / princess.
And before Faith
So
returns, we discover that speaker Nimsy Whimsy actually speaks Elven.
Nah. He speaks Halfling and Common, but doesn't look like. All right, we're going to skip over to the next day then, and finally.
I mean, before we, sorry,
Yeah.
I was gonna say before we actually take a rest, can we inform Nimsy what the moose told us?
Yeah, absolutely. She says, the moose can talk? What the? That sounds crazy. What did it say? And obviously you relay the information. That's not true. We don't we know the dangers of over logging. Like, that would put the entire of 10 towns in danger. Not just Lonelywood. We only take as much as we need. It's just because of the endless winter that we've needed more. to keep fires and hearths burning. That's all. If this winter ends, then we can go back to like rationing the logs.
Well, yeah, we've got a meeting with a person who has told the moose all of this, who is getting the moose to make these choices. But on top of that, we also have a new problem. So we're trying to make a plan without getting ourselves killed. But I think we're dealing with someone very dangerous. Someone too dangerous for us. So we need a plan to go in there without trying to fight our way back out.
It sounds like this person has a lot of animosity for us 10-towners. What are you hoping to tell them or convince them?
I mean,
That's
that
the bit we're
person seems
unsure about.
the person seems to be a follower of Oral. Maybe they can explain why Oral is angry. Does the name Ravison say you something?
She shakes her head. Right now, if they're a follower of Oral, then they're probably very far removed from society. Most residents here value their privacy as well. So even if they did hear, people aren't usually inclined to, interact with one another.
Mm.
A lot of people are strangers here, even in their own town. It's a lonely town. I mean, when the cold hit, it forced a lot of people into a deep depression. In fact, there was the Ramshackle Inn. It closed not long ago. A retired sawyer named De Groots. He couldn't take it any longer. The isolation, loneliness, the cold. We found him. He'd hung himself in the common room. Some locals believe that De Groot's hanging was, in fact, actually a staged event to conceal his murder at the hands of some old friends of his, but townsfolk will come up with any kind of gossip.
I mean, it
At the
sounds like
moment,
someone has a vendetta against this town, so. But all we know is that she's a
maybe.
follower of Oral. And her name was. Fuck, what was her name?
Ravison?
Oh,
Ravison.
Ravison. I knew it started with that, yeah. Well, her name was Ravison. Does anyone here know anything about that name?
No, I've never heard of it before.
Well, we've got a friend coming back to meet us who will hopefully help us solve one problem. And then we'll be out there tomorrow talking to Ravison. I'd say stay away from the forest until then, but hopefully after that, we have a solution.
All right.
Oh, they had a weird
sit tight
mirror,
then.
actually. I wonder if anyone can help us figure it out. They had a mirror that seemed to be blinking at the same time a full moon symbol was blinking on the dial outside. So it seemed to react to a full moon. Does anyone around here heard anything about a mirror like that? Or is it from outside the 10 towns?
Say it was inside the tomb? None of us have dared to desecrate that. Otherwise, angry elven spirits and the like might awaken. But
Yeah,
sounds like you
who would
might.
awaken an angry evil spirit? That'd be a terrible idea.
Do
Speaking
you know
of, have you
any?
taken
Oh, sorry.
have you taken her with you, or
Yeah,
she?
we've kind of like cloaked her so she just looks like a stranger, not like a.
Oh,
You don't see that she's an elf.
interesting.
Let's go with that.
Okay, sure. She has followed you then. in that case. Still, if it's a magical mirror, best be careful. They sound dangerous, and you wouldn't want to break it. 7 years bad luck and all that. She turns to you. Well, yes, Tracker?
Would you happen to know any old stories about the Elven Tomb or ruin?
Oh, stories. She heads over to a nearby bookshelf and pulls it from the and pulls a book from the old dusty shelf. Well, the Elven Tomb has been there for as long as our settlement has as well. Like, it was likely the elves constructed it much before Icewindale's settlers made their home here. Let me see. She kind of
Would
flicks
this be
through it.
during the age of the Frost Giants or later?
I can't say for sure. Not many archaeologists live in Icewindale, but I think we have come to call it the tomb of the half moon. Only a few people have ever found it. They say that when they try to go back there with like tools or such, they find it kind of like hidden. Like they tried to follow the tracks back, and it's almost as if it's magically like obscured. So not many people have revisited those who have found it. Kind of fell into legend, but the fact that you guys found it again, it means, wow, it's real. It's out there. As for the moon dial, there has been mentions of it here that seems to depict different phases of the moon and particular symbols maybe glowing when different moon is overhead. But sounds like you figured most of that out.
Lot mystery. Maybe we should get some rest and wait for our friends. Does anyone else has anything else they need to say?
He says, now there's a lot of you here, and my house isn't terribly big. I did say you could like stay over. There's lots of floor space, but she said there's maybe enough floor space. But the other option is you could just use the ramshackle inn. It's a shelter at the very least. It's currently vacant, and we're just using it for lumber storage.
I don't mind going there with our new friends.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan. Let's go.
All right then.
And
In that case, here's the key. She
are we
hands
all
you, like,
going
an
there,
old
or
rusty-
is it just me and the elf?
All of us.
Okay.
All right, take you to the ramshackle. Find it.
Funny how her house isn't big enough for all of us now, even though there's 2 less people. Sorry, 1 less person.
Not the only people that stay
She
there.
says you can stay there. Yeah, she's got like shit tons of kids. But she's just like asking if you want a more private space and more room. Like, totally reasonable.
If she didn't offer, I would have asked, because I'm not gonna ask our elven friend to stay outside, and I should stay indoors this night.
Sure. It might also be the smell, because after all, you have got an undead with you. All right. It's very, very dark in the ramshackle inn by the looks. I will say that it's not late, but it's still Icewindale, where it's dark for majority of the hours of the day. Yeah, I know Tracker can storm ahead and walk right in, but the rest of you are blind as fuck right now. You need a light.
No, we all have dark vision. Only Manny has dark vision.
Oh, well, then I'll put him on follow, and he's just going to be stumbling around in the dark.
And Favor's Thorpe
You
ain't
got
there.
Nah, wait, dark vision doesn't give you perfect vision in darkness. It just means you can
Nope.
see.
You can
see
see
like,
walls.
dim.
You can, yeah.
There still has to be a
It means
lot
you
of
can see
light,
dim.
doesn't there? Yeah.
If you can't see in normal... you have disadvantage in dim light as well, by the way, so yeah. But this elven woman does follow you in as well. He doesn't seem to be perturbed by the dark. I'll have Stef follow along as well.
This is a space for a fire, right?
That is indeed a fireplace.
Then
That
I'll
seems
light
to
a
have
fire.
a very large chimney that goes all the way up through the building. Yeah, sure thing. There's plenty of lumber around. You can light it up.
I'll use the bare minimum, just so we have some heat and lights.
Yeah. This
Since
really looks
the-
like a forgotten place. You can see the furniture is dilapidated. Some of it's all stacked up at the back behind the bar. The rest are like crates just full of lumber.
Okay.
Let's go here. Okay. You can check out the rooms upstairs if you'd like, but the floorboards creak in this old ramshackle inn. The door, you have to close behind you, creaks. There's still a bit of a breeze in here. It feels as though maybe two of the windows have kind of fallen away and let the wind in, let the cold creep in. But yeah, at the back you see a set of stairs that lead ominously up into the pitch black, be out of reach of some of your 60-foot dark vision.
Right, time for sleep.
Okay.
We'll make
Want to
sure
sleep or want to investigate?
Oh, are we gonna do that?
I mean,
Manny says it's an inn. They've probably got beds, right? Rather than sleeping on the cold, hard floor.
Oh yeah, shit. Let's have a look around.
There you go.
Say I'm too exhausted.
It's again
When else has to-
incredibly dark up here. A couple of crates and barrels around.
Not bad.
You see
Manny
moth-bitten beds.
and our elven friend stopped following us.
Because he went upstairs.
Yeah.
I'll just let him down there. It's fine.
Well, nothing's killed me yet. It's going great.
Roki's running around, like opening doors after doors. Yeah, more and more moth-bitten beds, dusty and unmaintained. And
Oh, this
doesn't
is
look
the
like
chimney.
anyone's. That's correct.
Okay.
I think
you
a
can see another
bedroll's a better
fireplace at the
option.
back. You don't want to get bed bugs. Not that
Yeah, I'll
probably
stick-
anything would have survived the cold in here, but
I'll stick a bedroll on the floor. I don't trust any of those beds.
they're mimics.
Oh, there's another door. Okay.
Sure. All right, then you can head back down if you'd like. But there
I think
are multiple
the
little
ground floor is
fireplaces
the
up there.
safe spot, as well as there being heat.
You say so?
Hmm?
I'll have Manny sleep upstairs. He's not terribly fussed.
If Manny gets eaten by rats, I'll say I told you so.
There was food in here and people living. Maybe it'd be more likely rats, but where it's abandoned and
I
just
mean, if there is food in here, then there is rats.
you can check around. All the crates just seem to contain wood. All right, you sat down, beginning to unfurl your bedrolls and wait out the night for a moment. There's obviously some logs you can just keep the fire lit for the most part, but you need to set a watch to make sure the fire doesn't go all the way out. Who's got first, second, third watch?
My arm got burnt. You guys can keep watch.
Okay. We'll say Stef gets the first watch.
Then I'll take second, you take last, or?
And Manny can have the last one.
Oh, okay. Fair.
I'm gonna rest my fucked up arm.
Okay. I'll roll a
That is fair.
perception check rolled. Stef maintains the fire pretty well. Just hear it crackling and popping throughout the rest of the night. But it's a nice sort of sound that puts you to sleep relatively quickly, Roki. And before long, Tracker, you're woken up. Stef says your turn. He heads into his own little sleeping bag.
Just one.
I'd like you to roll me a perception check.
Wow, first bad roll.
I blame it on the exhaustion.
During the night, Tracker, you hear a couple of creaky floorboards from upstairs. Sounds like someone's moving around.
Manny better be sleeping. The fire will burn for some time, right? I can leave it alone. Okay, then I'll go check on Manny.
You see, in the backs of the room, there's a shadowed figure still standing here. He doesn't seem to have been sleeping at all throughout all of this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
just
ask her
undead presence in the room.
If she can make sure the fire keeps burning. I hope she understands.
She doesn't, but you gesture towards the fire, and that's enough.
Okay.
Okay. You head upstairs.
I head upstairs. I assume Manny is over. Oh wait, token collide.
As soon as you come around the corner, you hear the footfalls dum, 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 heading towards you. And as you round the corner, yes, you accidentally bump into Manny. And he says, like, God, nearly shit myself.
Why are you not sleeping yet? You should take some rest.
I'm going to the toilet. Can a man not piss in here? Jeez. He heads back outside. He's wrapped up warm, but you can hear the cold breeze rush through the entrance as he looks for the what's it called? The
latrine.
The outhouse. Yeah, that's it, latrine. As you're waiting for them to return, that cold breeze that has entered into the house seems to swirl around for a bit. Doesn't put out the fire by any means, but whilst you're standing here, you hear the sound of like something swaying in the wind slightly. It's like a creaky sort of sound, like almost like the rigging on a ship. Sounds like rope when it kind of squeaks slightly.
In this room?
And you're looking around and into the rafters, and you don't see anything that would be potentially dangling like that.
Must be the wind.
And must be. Manny opens the door, and sure enough, the wind sweeps in again. God, the shrinkage is real, he says as he heads back up.
Oh.
And you hear his footfalls again, dum dum dum, across the creaky floorboards. You hear the door shut as he climbs back into bed. And you're sitting there for again what feels like minutes and hours, but these hour watches, they should only be about 2 or 3 hours, but time seems to drag on in this place. The sounds of an old ramshackle inn like this, they keep you awake. The creaks, the cracks, wood expanding and from the heat that it's felt for perhaps the first time in months and years maybe. And again, suddenly you hear a couple of footfalls from upstairs.
Again, he just went to the toilet. Okay, I'll go up again, and this time when I'm up, I'll call out to Manny that I'm up.
These ones sound not at the normal cadence. You know, and you normally hear someone like a normal walking stride, dum dum dum. These ones sound slower, like a plodding, like dum dum dum.
But where does it come from? Is Manny's room, or?
You are, when you get to the top, it doesn't sound like it's coming from Manny's room, but nor are you able to actually discern exactly where it is with a 7. It just sounds like it's up here somewhere.
Wait, why is his room empty? Oh, there he is. Okay.
You open up the door a crack and you do still see him here, sleeping. But he doesn't, which is odd, because you swear you heard something moving up here. All the other doors are open from when Roki went through them. So as you come to this corridor, you look down the long, dark alley, and there's a lot of corners to check as you head around. And in each one, they all seem as empty as the next. And yet still somehow you hear the thud. Thud. Thud.
The hell is happening?
And I'm just going to pause you right there as you are a little bit lost up there and unable to determine exactly where this is coming from.
Why may I just sleep through this?
Well, that's what we're about to find out.
Please kill whatever it is so I can get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, that's the issue. If it's a ghost, then there's nothing I can do.
So, doesn't appear like you can find the source anywhere. And after a while, the sounds seem to stop.
Collide. Okay. Whatever.
You head back down.
I head back down, making sure the fire is still lit.
You suddenly met with someone at the bottom of the stairs.
Why is Stef here?
It's Stef, and he's standing, looking up the stairs at you. He says nothing.
Did you hear something as well?
He nods slightly. And draws a weapon. His scimitar.
The hell? Go back to sleep.
He turns around. Slowly begins to walk back.
I am back.
I'm back.
Right at time to being possessed.
I am possessed?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not back. I am currently being possessed, guys.
You don't know that, necessarily.
I mean, I don't...
But you just told me. Is it important that I know?
You said I was NPCing you, that's all.
Oh, okay.
But if you're back, you're back. Stef, you definitely heard some sounds, and you're on edge because you're pretty sure Manny went back to sleep, and Tracker just went up to investigate it.
Mhm.
Roki is asleep right now, and the elven undead presence is just looking around the room, keeping the fire lit.
Okay, if the fire is
What
lit,
do you do, Steph?
Sorry, what do I do with what? There is sounds coming from somewhere? There's a door or
it,
whatever?
it sounds like there's someone walking upstairs, but there's nothing I can see.
You can also hear the sounds of like creaking, swinging rope, like rigging. You'd imagine something swinging like a rope.
Mr. Game Master, would a perception check tell us anything?
You can roll a perception check, sure.
Yeah.
Tracker didn't seem to figure it out with his 7, but you can go ahead.
Well, what do I
19.
hear?
This sound is a slow bump, bump. It sounds like someone walking heavily and slowly around the floorboards.
Mhm.
But as Track has mentioned, there doesn't seem to be any sound coming from. Sorry, the sound isn't like discernible upstairs. It must mean it's perhaps like on the ceiling of this room. But you look around and you don't seem to see it anymore. Steph, you definitely heard it though, and at one point it sounded like it was on the stairs.
Am I perceptive enough with that roll to pinpoint the exact location?
You don't know the location of the walking, but I will say you find the location of the creaking. That is behind the bar, and you can see you'd have to like climb over some of these tables, but somewhere near the back of the bar where there would have been like kitchen area and kegs, you actually see that there is a rope tied around one of the sturdy beams. It is hanging, and at the end you can see it is tied into a noose.
Hey, Roki.
Roki is asleep. Let him sleep. He needs some rest.
Oh, he is asleep. Okay, I was about to say we have a cleric can detect evil and spirits and stuff. Well, I'm not so good with ghost stories. Any ideas?
I don't see any ghosts. Let's get rid of the rope.
I mean,
It's
if you can
annoying.
see it, they wouldn't really be ghosts, right?
I don't see ghosts.
So you want to untie the rope?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Go do that.
Do we need to
Okay.
climb up or something? Or
Yeah, you can use the tables nearby. And you climb up, you undo the rope. It seems as though this rope has been almost like the knot. When you see like an old piece of rope, it's normally like really locked into place and sort of slightly frayed. But this looks like it's just perhaps been recently tied up here, and the knot is actually quite loose. So it doesn't take any effort to undo it and pull it free.
so it's someone playing a prank on us.
Not exactly sure, but I will pause you there as you start to head back. Turning around, confused slightly as to who the hell's playing this prank, you look across to where Roki is sleeping, and you see another figure. He's standing over the top of Roki. He has lifted up Roki's mace. Is now holding it above his chest, swings back, and goes down with full force straight into Roki's chest.
What the hell?
I'm going to roll it.
Oh my
again, 'cause
God.
It's got advantage here.
Oh my God!
Indeed. What's your AC, Roki? It's not when
it's
you're
16 because I took my shield off.
not when you're wearing armor, obviously. It's like
It's
11
18
when you're not
with
wearing armor.
everything. Am I not wearing armor?
I mean,
Not to
usually
sleep, no.
for a
You
long
would get a
rest, you
long
take
rest.
away armor.
Oh.
Yeah. So
It
it'd be
still
like an
misses,
11
though.
to hit.
Yeah.
Sadly, it does.
Yeah, it'd be
Question.
11 without armor. I guess I can put my shield on after I wake up. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to have everyone roll initiative as this shit just goes down.
Can I roll to stay
The
asleep?
figure... I mean, you're probably going to wake up as soon as you hear the crash of a mace upon your head. Let me roll you on. There you go, everyone. Go ahead and roll.
I can't just be like so out of it that it takes more to wake me up.
The others are going to wake you up for sure, but you are probably still asleep up to this point. I mean, yeah, actually, if I'd hit you, I'd have definitely woken you up, but...
Did I take it to the chest and not care because I'm out, or did he actually somehow miss?
So what happens is there looks to be a jittery motion to Manny, like there's something inside his body moving around, and as he's pulling down the mace to the floor, it jerks out to the side slightly, and the mace crashes into the wood, sending splinters into the air, waking you up, certainly, Roki, at this point.
Okay.
And it's at that point you see Manny's head kind of like crack at an odd angle and look towards you with big, wide eyes. His face is that of like open mouth, like jaw slightly slanted to one side, almost like he's been like choked up. And his head is like perpetually like lifted up, like one shoulder is higher than the other. It's an awkward angle, and immediately he is going to go in for a second swing.
I have to do this fight with no shield and no armor then.
That's correct.
You
Yes,
can
correct.
pick a shield, but not armor.
Well, he's first. I'd have to wait till my turn.
Yeah, fair.
Speaking of, bit of Florida blows. We'll do it now though. The mace is kind of like tossed to the side, and he's going to go in with a quarterstaff instead.
Stef, did you roll initiative?
You're
I
prone.
did not roll initiative.
Should say you're also prone.
I'm prone?
No.
No, I am.
Roki is.
Okay.
Yep, which means that would connect. I'm going to roll a crit, see if I crit. No,
Wait.
You're good. This time he draws forth the quarterstaff and brings it down, smack right into your chest. That wins you, and he immediately follows it up with a flurry of blows.
It's good that I tried to heal myself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If anything, you'd have got a short rest at the very least. So I'm going to go ahead and punch again. That would hit. Oh my god, you're getting your shit kicked out of you. I don't know what you're concentrating on. Shouldn't be. And then one last punch. Oh, you're lucky that one actually misses. In this flurry in the darkness, you can see Manny's crazed face, and you're able to roll out of the way as he kind of like brings another punch down. And you see he bare knuckle straight into the wood, and you see a nail sticking out of it, and yet he doesn't yelp in pain, doesn't show any emotion. It's still this kind of slack-jawed, open-eyed stare at you. That's going to end his turn. We are up to Stef. What do you do? All hell's going loose, breaking loose.
Wait, what is this? What is Sanar?
That's our elven friend.
Is she your friend though?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Okay.
You're not sure.
What do we do?
Manny is punching the shit out of Roki on the floor.
Can I attempt
to
grapple Manny?
Yes.
Then I'll move in and I'll do a grapple. I'm not sure what that is. Is it like an athletics check or a strength check?
It's athletics, yeah. Where did you start your turn, by the way?
Well,
Oh, shit.
I'm grappling.
Okay, he's going to be there with his acrobatics. Nope. You're able to get up behind him, get him into a lock, and pull him. He's grappled.
Well, now it's up to the rest of the party, I guess. I cannot really
Okay.
do more. I'll pass my turn.
Roki.
Firstly, what the fuck kind of night watch is this, guys? I'm gonna.
You can try punching him. You can do an unarmed attack against him.
I'm on the floor right now. I'm gonna reach up and try and cast a sleep on this fucker.
Sure thing.
Try not to get Stef.
How much? 25? That works.
And then.
Manny, go.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I was
I was
thinking
gonna say,
of
this is what
that.
you
Can I
see.
grab my shield and then get up?
You can grab your shield, but to actually equip it is an action. So you can.
Okay.
It's to don it is actually like a full-on action, but you can stand up, no problem. So the sleep spell, you see Manny kind of like choke for some reason. He doesn't look like he's falling asleep. It looks like he's suffocating from the spell. He falls down with a heavy kind of like thud onto the ground. Like makes no attempt to sort of save his fall. And then in his place, standing exactly where he was in the same kind of posture, is this misty sort of figure. They have like this deep reddish kind of mark around their throat. Their eyes are like bulging out, and they hover there above Manny's body in his space, looking around at you, Roki, and still making that choking sound. It's not coming from Manny, it's coming from this apparition. And is that your go?
Hell?
Do I still have a bonus action?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna put my hand to my holy symbol and just pray. And then I don't know if I can back away because it might get a hit on me.
It might. That is
I'm gonna
your
try it.
choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Forget what does this do? What does harness divine power do? Oh, gives you a
it gives
spell
me
slot, right?
Yeah. Oh, which it didn't work, so I'm just gonna add it manually.
Okay, yeah, please do. I might be able to fix that though.
Okay. And
Okay. All right, no worries.
I might just take the rest to back up and see if my team can help me if I don't get hit.
He's grappled.
All right,
right?
let's
No.
see.
What?
Oh,
Oh,
wow, that
fuck.
didn't go very well.
No, it didn't. Holy shit! It does
Oh,
indeed
Dingo.
reach out.
How can they do attacks of opportunity when I have him grappled?
Grapple doesn't
Because-
negate the ability to attack.
So what really happened, I guess, Steph, is Manny's body kind of slumps in your grip, and you just see an unconscious Manny makes no attempts to fight back against you, Steph. But the apparition that was in his spot is floating above Manny's body now, and that reaches out and grabs a hold of Roki around the throat and throws him back down to the floor. And you see Roki's breath escapes him immediately. Just you are on death's door, Roki.
Okay.
Okay, tracker is up.
Okay, I will use my feline agility to increase my speeds. Oh fuck, even then I'm not fast enough.
Big old in, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's because you've got a little of exhaustion, that's why.
a little
I
of
mean, a lot
exhaustion.
Yeah, my bad. Quite a lot. You want to get to here, right?
Yeah. And
I'll say you can try and slide across the bar. Give me an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. This one. Nope.
No, I'm saying sadly not. You try to vault over it, you kind of hear the chairs getting clattered and knocked around. You can't make it there in the full movement.
What would be? Oh fuck.
You'll have to try something else from range.
Yeah.
I'm
At
going to
least-
move Manny's token here so you can see what's going on, really.
Yeah.
I'm getting flashbacks to that session that Brennan run, and there was like a magical high score. And in the first fight, they're all just jumping on the tables and falling off. Don't know if anyone watched that one.
against the corn gobblers. Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking love it.
Can I just try to throw javelin at him?
Yes. Go ahead. You can
We actually
target
have an
the
apparition.
actual.
Oh.
Yep.
Did you target Manny?
So 14. Whoops. 14 hits. It's, however, the spear flies straight through it. It seems as though there is some impact, as if the hole that opens up sort of tears it slightly, like a gossamer curtain being ripped. But then it slowly kind of fills back in the hole, but it's more like wispy now.
Does it
All right.
damage, or did it not damage at all?
I've described it as it took some damage, but it didn't
Okay.
look like a very effective
Yeah, okay.
hit.
I mean, it's something.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to get rid of this set template.
Okay, here.
Anything else?
That would be my action. Oh fuck! I can bonus action rage.
Yes. Bonus action rage it is then. Alright, the elven priest begins to approach. You see, she might not have a lot against this. Yeah. An undead fighting an undead. We'll see how it goes. She raises up and immediately tries to launch a fist straight at this thing. And I'm afraid it... Well, it does something, but not as much as you think it does. It's only... Like, the fist passes through and doesn't seem to affect the ghost much. It just sort of, like, passes a little through it. That's
Oh,
it.
does Rotting Fist do necrotic damage?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was
And you-
specifically going to
you-
not use necrotic against this guy.
Mhm.
You have the right hunch, because it doesn't seem as though the ghost can be rotted away. It has no life force in which to drain. Okay, that's it though. That's all she can do, I'm afraid. Manny is unconscious and grappled by you, Stef. Passes the turn. The actual turn.
Do we
Sorry?
have an apparition we can target now? Ghost.
It's right there. Yeah. Okay. It's go though. You see this kind of older gentleman with like a bushy kind of mustache. His eyes are bulging and his neck is crooked at an odd angle, and you see he's slightly off the floor by a few centimeters. And it's almost as if he's kind of hovering, hanging there, and his ghostly form sways back and forth in an invisible wind. Okay, it's going to reach towards you, Steph. I need you to... Actually, I need to roll a d6. See if I recharge the old possession.
Yeah.
Nope,
Oh,
you're in
great.
luck. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to go for a withering touch on you then.
Is that magic or?
Yep. Or sort of.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Can I absorb elements? Any of that?
If it was an element, yes, but it's necrotic, which is not under those.
Hmm.
You can, like, if you have a spell, cast shield or something, but I don't know if that's enough. Probably not, no. I rolled really high.
You need a 19 AC for that to
Mhm.
work, and even then.
I don't have
Yeah,
plates on that.
That's a lot.
Well, I'm
No,
not
unfortunately not.
Oh god.
You are as well. The ghost reaches towards you and with both hands floats up to your neck and strangles the life out of you. Your body just can't function without the oxygen and collapses to the ground, prone, and you two are on death's door. That's its go. Steph, it's your turn.
Well, I'll use my bonus action to activate Blade Song.
Mm-hmm.
That not work? It worked. And then I
It worked.
will. Well, I'll guess I'll do. Wait, why is that not on my sheet anymore? Oh, there. Booming Blade. And then I do this.
You want to stand up?
Ooh.
Because you're rolling at disadvantage.
Oh yeah, I want to stand up. Sorry. I mean,
Yeah,
my
anyway,
hand
didn't it?
away, so-
You hit, and as per being on death's door, you only do half damage because you are severely winded. So fighting back, it feels as though you are fighting a losing battle. The hit goes through though. You did manage to strike a hit for 1 damage.
Or 2.
No.
2 minus 1 because it's halved, and halved again because it has
Because it's
resistance to
resistant.
bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
But this is
Yeah, so your sword
technically
just passes
magical.
through. The weapon damage isn't.
Oh.
The thunder damage is. So if
He
it
only
moves,
takes the
yes.
thunder damage when he moves. He doesn't take that right now.
Correct. Okay.
I will attempt to move away. I guess I can move like 20 feet because I stood up, right?
Yep.
Yes, but you might
good
be.
up.
He might
gain a
take an
level.
attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
lose.
hold up. Let me give you a level of exhaustion as well, because I believe that should have also been a factor. Okay, go ahead. So you've got 15 down to like. Oh wait, did it give you a level?
I think it already did.
Let me just.
I see a
just
minus
check.
1 in the thing, in the calculations for the attack roll.
Oh, okay. All right, then yes, you've got a level of exhaustion. Okay, just wanted to make sure you did. You've got 2 now, actually, as it happens. You had 1 previously.
Oh.
So you only had 15 foot of movement, but you can get to there if you'd like. You will take an attack of opportunity. Like, yeah, you're right. Okay, let me go for it. It misses. You are so lucky. That thing tries to grab a hold of your throat again. Barely dodge out of the way as you feel the cold hand pass past your barbels and your neck. All right, it is Roki's turn. You two are still prone. Also, I need to give you a level of exhaustion as well. Yeah, there you go.
I remember the way spells work. Can I do like a cantrip and then a leveled spell if the spell is a bonus?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. We've got 2 choices at the moment. I'm trying to pick between one of them. So it's not holding anything, is it? It's just attacking us with its ghost hands.
That is right, yeah. One hand is like holding its neck right now, and the other one is like reaching out at you.
Okay.
And all the while, it's sort of making this choking sound like.
Okay. I'm going to cast command. So I'm going to say grovel.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
it
Ooh.
succeeded
Let me
though.
see.
Oh.
13. Yeah, that's the
Is it
one trouble
11?
with exhaustion.
Oh.
It's because it
What?
lowers your spell save DC. Exhaustion lowers your spell save.
Oh god. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Unfortunately, the ghost does not seem to understand. Well, it understands you perfectly clear, but it says,
Nope.
"Grovel, I will never bow to the likes of you, thieves, scoundrels. You kill me in my own home."
We didn't kill you.
Yet.
We killed no one.
Well, we killed some people.
Could I?
Its bulging eyes stare at you with no recognition. Well, or rather, some sort of crazed look.
I forgot what you said before. Would putting on the shield have to be a normal action, or can it be a bonus?
It's an action.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna have to just stay there.
You can stand up if you want.
Okay, I can stand up and then hope this goes well.
And you could use an action to disengage.
He used an action to cast commands, but you don't need to disengage because he has attack of opportunity on Stef earlier.
So it hasn't got a reaction right now.
Oh, so I can back away safely.
Yep.
Yes.
I only have half,
that's
right?
a fireplace. Now.
Yeah.
Right, so you can go 15
I
or so.
stood up.
Actually, 10.
Yeah. 10, okay.
But that's enough. Well, 5,
Wait.
10. You can go to here. Because every other square is 50, is 10, so it would be like 5, 15.
Oh, okay. So I'll go here then.
You can go here, basically.
Oh.
Because the first one is 5, and then the next one would be an extra 10 foot, but the exhaustion lowers your movement speed. So you have 20, half to 10. Anyway, you do get to wait safely, and this thing just looks at you with this sort of accusatory glance. That's your go. Tracker.
If I wanted to wake up Manny, would it be an action?
You need something, either damage or an action.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my claws to attack recklessly on the ghost. Where's my...
You got it. You click reckless, it should give you advantage.
Give me a second. There's reckless.
Yeah, that's worked.
Ooh, that barely hits.
That is a hit. Yeah.
Can I use the ensnaring property to shove him back?
They are incorporeal. And they can't be grappled, as you saw from earlier. Like, their body just sort of fell through Stef's arms. Shoving isn't necessarily grappling. I know what. Fuck it. Sure. Roll me a strength check.
Oh, strength. Ability. Is it with advantage?
Athletics. It's with
athletics.
advantage because you're raging, yeah. Wow, I'm rolling hot. It seems as though as you try to push something there in that space, your hand's just going to push into the body of the creature, and you just feel around this incorporeal cold air. So I'm afraid not. Yeah. Not this time. Okay.
That will be my turn.
I'm going to have her wake up Manny.
Yeah.
Because it seems as though
she knows that she can't hit him that much. Yeah. Nice.
And he isn't injured either, because it's just a spell that was knocking him out. So she rushes over, kind of jostles him awake, and he's no longer unconscious. He's also no longer grappled. There we go. That's a good use of her turn. Means that Manny gets up, sees the thing going on. I was like, the thing was in my head. You looked different as well. You looked like you were all wearing kind of like yellow robes, and there was a snake. I don't know. He's going to get into a flanking position.
Ooh.
and try to strike her with the quarterstaff. Or him, rather. Ooh, boy. Well, flanking makes that a hit. Because that's +2.
Nice.
So you are in luck. Actually, I'll just do this. There you go. All right, so that's 7 points reduced to 4. And then he's going to go in for another flurry of blows. Why not? This thing looks like a dire situation. He's still got your mace as well. Again, flanking helps to make that a hit. Oh, I don't think that's enough. No, not on this occasion. Still, got some decent hits in there. Reducing some of the damage, but it's at this point, you see, although most of these attacks are kind of going through them, you can see the body of this creature, even in its incorporeal form, looks to be kind of torn and shredded, as if it's sort of dissipating into the air faintly. But it is still there. It's still very much a threat, but you can tell it's wounded. That's it. So back to its turn. Tracker, you seem to be right in the fray. But before I do anything, let's see if I get ability to possess. I don't. You're not getting too unlucky, but all right. It reaches out, tries to grab a hold of your throat. It's got advantage, but it still misses. Wow. Jeez, you're able. How do you dodge out of the way of this?
Me, just feline reflexes, baby.
Twitching, yeah, whoosh, out of the way. All right. It's still got that booming blade on it, but I'm thinking that ends at the end of this turn, doesn't it?
At this turn, yes.
And it hasn't. Yeah, it hasn't moved.
Oh yeah,
so
that's why I wanted to shove it.
Yeah.
Force movement triggers it.
Going for. Mm-hmm. So the booming blade vanishes. Stef, it's your go.
Well, why does the booming blade vanish?
It
vanishes at the end, until the end of its turn.
Okay. Well, I shall. And I can move 50, right? I'll move myself out of the way. Good luck, boys.
Yeah, scrambling back into a safe corner, try to launch a ray of frost, but the cold air seems to just pass straight through it. Like it itself is the cold. Its soul just withering away. Roki, you're up.
Oh, my go. Sorry, I got distracted.
You're all good.
So have we hurt it at all, or only a little bit?
It's dying.
It's wounded. Means it's half health. I've described it as looking like all kind of torn up and dissipating.
Oh wait, it's half health. Okay.
Wounded is half health or less, yes.
I'm guessing I can't use my...
That's what that little symbol means.
Yeah, I'm guessing I can't use my healer kit on myself to escape death's door. It's more of a...
if you had the healer feat... Oh wait, it stabilizes, doesn't it?
Yes.
It does. So you can do it on yourself. Yes. Because you just have to pass a medicine check, DC 10.
Can you
mine
it with 45 or something?
Oh, it has 10 charges. It's more... Roki's target is more than 50. Oh, I'm targeting the other guy at the same time. That's why.
That's okay. So, if you roll a medicine check, you should be able to pop yourself back up on 1.
Trying to get...
That's a pass. All right, you're on 1 health.
Then I can try and get to Stef. I have to go around, don't I? So
you do, yeah.
That's 15. That's 15. Wait,
you're exhausted. You have 20 feet of movement, or 25.
So
that's right. Yeah,
that'd be 20 then. Okay, I want to try and get to Stef.
Yeah, Stef kind of like sees you, you can get to each other, maybe. But that's your go.
That's the only else I can do.
All right, tracker.
Okay, this seems to be a winning action. So I'm gonna do this again.
Nice. Yeah, that is another hit.
Puncturing
Oh,
doesn't work on this one, right?
Not on this one. Nah.
Can I shove it to the ground? I guess not.
It's immune. You can't.
It's immune to prone.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have a bonus action. That's my turn.
All right. Let's move it along. Yeah. Once again, another solid hit sort of rips through its curtain-like form, and it says, "You will pay the Black Network. They will all die." You see this elven priest is moving in, and Manny is also gonna flank. Quarterstaff, pow. Is it enough? Again, flanking helping huge here. How much keys you got left? It's been like... Yeah, he's got some,
he used a key point on Roki and later here, so he should be out.
No, because monks in my game have level plus proficiency.
Oh, yeah. That's 2 more.
So, that's right. Which means we got bam, another 2 punches. And he realizes there's a nail stuck in his fist. He's like, ow, fuck. Pulls that out. But it's working, chipping him away slowly. Sonara as well is going to try and throw in another punch of her own. Connects. But once again, only does the little bit of damage from the actual physical side of things. It's still a lot by the looks. It's still like 6 damage. So, holy crap, it's working. You can see Sonar just sort of punching straight into this ghost, and the withering touch doesn't do anything, but it's enough that the form is slowly shimmering and fading out. Manny is done. Ghost, another D6. This is De Groot's, by the way, if you couldn't guess. Didn't get possession. Well, looks like it's got no other option. Actually going to turn around and face Manny this time, even though I've got advantage on you. Yeah, I was right. It's actually better to hit him.
Oh, that would have hit me.
Do way more damage. It may have even crit you, but either case, Manny's got less health, it seems. And you see it just reach again, lift up Manny, choking the life out of him. Stef is up.
I will. I will. If at first you don't succeed,
Try and try again.
yeah, I can still move. How far? Can I move 20 feet? I can move to Roki. Hello, sir. I will do a ray of frost.
Through the fire.
Oh,
That's a hit! Just. However, I think cold just passes kind of fairly straight through it. Yep. I tried to hint at that last turn. It seems as though the cold has no effect on this ghostly soul. It is already cold in the grave.
Really?
I have no notable actions. I will, yeah. I'll pass my turn.
All right. No problem. Roki, you're up.
I guess no harm in stopping the Stef from being on death's door.
Yep.
Right.
Feel free.
Yeah. And
Oh, do you have any guidance?
How,
Yeah,
yeah.
How do you have a -2 on wisdom?
Exhaustion.
Yep.
Wait,
That
still,
is a
man,
success.
he's a cleric.
So,
Yeah, he has
Very
a plus
nice.
3. He has a plus 3 on wisdom, but the -2 for the exhaustion.
Oh, it was a 6. Okay, no, never mind. Yeah. I thought
yeah,
he
it just
rolled
showed us a 9 on the die. Yeah, it's a weird way it displays it.
There we go. A combination of both guidance and medicine. You do manage to get Stef back up on 1, and no longer feels like you've got this tight rope wrapped around your neck, Stef. It's just like you finally take a deep breath.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
And I'll
Tracker, finish
take the
the
rest of
fight.
my turn to say, kill that bitch! And then around my turn.
On my way.
It slowly goes to turn to you, brings up its arms to try and defend itself, but your sword passes straight through, or your axe rather.
Close.
Claws even. How do you do this? I think you're going to finish it on this turn.
I'm just
I think-
clawing at
hold
his
on, what?
face and throat, or in this case, I'm ripping in his throat. Is it dead
Yeah,
or not?
Well, it is. Your eyes, however, see that it's already dead. It looks down and sees the rope that you pulled away. It's like on the floor next to you. You see its eyes kind of rolled back into its head. The throat where you slashed at it, it seems it pulls away, and that choking sound from it is released in one last final breath. And it seems you may have cut some sort of metaphysical rope in its mind from its neck, and you see its spirit, rather than rise up all ghostly like, it falls to the floor with this kind of heavy thud. And it's then you start to see it dissipate into the cracks in the floorboards. Its ectoplasm leaking away. And that will end combat. Ooh, man, that was a bit sketch.
No offense, I hate ghosts.
Alright, who was supposed to be keeping watch? Explain yourself.
I was keeping watch where the sound was coming from.
There was a Manny hitting me with my own weapon, like... That's not ideal.
Well, maybe you should store your weapon more securely.
I'm gonna knock you the fuck back out.
But buy a maze safe. It's required.
My bad for not
So had you
protecting my
succeeded?
weapon from Manny.
What?
Had you succeeded on the check, you would have heard that something happened to Manny as he convulsed in the bed. Because you failed, I deliberately misled you.
Yeah. Fucking
You
Manny.
thought it was Stef who got possessed.
Yeah. I mean, he took a sword on me.
Oh, he was worried that something had possessed you, maybe. You never know who's possessed when there's a ghost about. But with that, you are finally able to get a night's rest. The silent creaking noise seems to have been put to rest. Manny takes the last watch. He can't sleep after that shit. Yeah. He says, he does mention again, though, that I don't think the spirit was necessarily taking it out on you, but trapped in his last death throes, seeing perhaps you guys as the ones who murdered him. It was like, I don't know, black capes? Oh, sorry, yellow capes? I'm not sure who that would mean, but it was like an imagery of a snake on them.
Snake and yellow capes.
You did hear his choking words say something about the Black Network. But in any case, you can all have a long rest.
Oh, still got long rest, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah. Spirit has been put to rest.
Take a long one. Do I lose a level of exhaustion?
It does it automatically.
Oh, okay.
Wait, why did I have 2 levels
Now-
of exhaustion?
I think it's
Apparently, you got one from earlier.
Okay.
It
But you definitely
shows
got
the
one
thing
for
again,
going
by the way.
on the... Oh.
Hmm?
What? Oh, right.
I'm sent it. Yeah, you see it?
Yeah, it's gone. All good.
Okay.
So anyway, you have finished a long rest. In the morning, you gather your things. The fire is just about dying out, and Faith and Snorp arrive. We'll say at the inn, if they've been told where you guys are. Is
If it
everyone
isn't the
alright?
Ghostbusters.
You look pale.
Did the mayor the speaker tell you about the ghost story?
She told us that there was, an old man who used to live here called De Groots, and apparently he hung himself. That was bad.
Oh shit, we didn't
I
ask him
forget
what
what other-
happened. I guess he was murdered. He said that much.
Yeah, and we
Oh.
murdered him again.
No, we put him to rest.
Can't murder a ghost.
Well, that's kind of racist.
Ghosts aren't a
Um,
race. They're a being.
I
That's
managed
something else.
Yeah, moving
I
on.
managed
What's
to
going on,
acquire the
Faith?
scroll you asked for. Here. And she hands you the comprehend languages scroll. Although, actually, I think is it Stef who needs to cast it, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me.
Okay, she
Can
hands it
can
to
he
you.
cast it on me so I can communicate? Or only for himself?
With who?
That's if you cast it on me, then
comprehend-
I can talk to her.
Oh, she cannot
I
talk
think
to us or what? Okay, I completely missed it.
She can talk, we don't understand her.
Okay.
speaks
Yeah,
in
sure.
an
I'll
elvish tongue.
cast the scroll. We can shortcut that, right? What do I need to roll? Do I need to roll?
You don't need to roll because I think comprehend languages is a spell that is not only on your spell list but also of the level that you can cast. So no roll required this time.
Wait, can I not transcribe that then?
You could. You'd need 50 golds of ink and parchment,
Didn't we?
which I believe you do have.
I thought you already used it.
No,
he
he hasn't been able
he
to
couldn't
transcribe it.
transcribe stuff yet.
We didn't do it yet. We were talking about using Manny's gold or whatever because I only have 7.
Okay.
Would you like to use 50 of that to transcribe this instead and then
Yes.
buy later inks?
Yeah.
You do have to roll then. It is only a DC 10 and it is Arcana.
Oh, I can
you get
easily
plus
do that,
5.
boys. Do I have an inspiration? Fuck no.
No, but you could have Roki cast some sort of guidance on you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
use guidance. If it
While
goes bad.
Steph is transcribing the scroll, I'll give Faith a heads up to what's happened at the cave.
Yes.
yeah. Never mind. Easily pass. Can you add that to my spell list then? Comprehend languages?
I can, yeah. No problem.
I just feel like it's more useful that we can do this more than once.
There you go. It's also a ritual. You don't need to spend a spell slot to cast it if you prepare it today.
You don't need to prepare rituals.
Oh, yeah, wizards don't. You're right. A cleric would need to. But yes, you can just cast it 10 minutes and you'll have that bad boy going.
Yeah, take that stupid religion magic.
It normally is a self spell, but I'll hand wave it just so
I have detect
Roki.
magic too. I completely forgot about that. Cast.
That's all right. Roki's had you covered. All right, so 10 minutes later, you complete the spell. And the elven tongue is now known to you, like the back of your hand.
Can I not cast it on others, only on myself?
I'll say you can. I'll hand wave it. Because
Okay.
it was a scroll. Technically, Roki could have just... Anyway,
Okay.
Roki, would you like to approach the priestess?
I'd say hello
She-
in Elvish.
Oh, she turns to you and finally, understanding you, her sunken eyes turn and slim, thin, withered features express a smile. She says, "Ah, so you finally understand me."
Yes, sorry, we had to get some aid to understand Elvish. Are you a princess? a queen?
I am a humble priestess of the elven tomb that you uncovered. I watched over it. This land, it has changed much since I have awoken. My name is Sana.
Priestess
And you are?
with necrotic powers. I am Roki. I am from a faraway land, here visiting and aiding the young girl over there. You know, I gesture to Faith, who seems to have some small involvement or attuneness with the goddess who's causing us troubles. And we're trying to piece together what's going on.
It has been centuries since I have awoken, and I see that this world has been cast into a winter. If Auril is at the source of this, then it will take a great deal to undo it.
Why were you locked away?
Locked? I was laid to rest. My years had finally run dry, and upon my death, I was sealed. For hundreds of years, it seems. My necrotic powers you speak of are simply a byproduct of the mummification used to preserve my body.
Oh. Sorry to have woken you then. I didn't know I was stopping your rest. Now that you're awake, do you have any wishes?
I did not sense any ill intent in your actions, but you seem to be trying to broker peace between the wildlife here. You did not just attack that wounded creature. As for my goals, they seem to align. I wish for things to return to a more natural state. Clearly, Auril is perhaps angered, or maybe she is simply an misunderstood goddess. Maybe there is a motive behind her actions as well.
Yeah, maybe.
But as long as I remain here, I will try to aid you in whatever ways I can.
The injured animal you saw was given intelligence and the ability to speak from a follower of Aurel, who seems to be, from the sound of it, more powerful than us. And we were gonna bring our friend Faith here, who was just barely discovering her connection. Aurel protected us once because of Faith. We don't really know much more than that. But I don't want to put Faith's life in danger. Do you think you can come? You can help us talk to that person and maybe help us solve the situation.
If they speak the Elvish tongue, I shall try to mediate. This land has many inhabitants. Each of them believe in many different courses this place should take. From what I've seen, many settlers have made this their home. But at the same time, they should not forget those who first belonged in this world, in this land. Druids. Druids made it their house, their home, many years ago. Some of them were elves. There was a peaceful coexistence. Why Auril has come here and enacted her wrath, I am not sure, but I'll do my best to help reach those answers. I can also tell you about the tomb that you explored.
Yeah, let's head there and you can tell us everything about it on the way. And
All right.
how are you attuned in with telling people's intents then? Or do we just give off a strong vibe?
You did not back up in fear when I approached you, and you did not injure a wounded animal, even
So
though
that's-
it seemed to be ready to charge.
So that's why you protected us during the night? When danger sprung out of the walls, supposedly? Seemingly.
Yes. You did not seem like you came to plunder the treasures of the tomb, but rather find an accord with that beast. That much I could sense.
I think we should make our way.
Very well.
And then I'll tell
And,
the rest of the
she-
group the conversation of what we've said. So they
Mhm.
all understand.
Yeah, you hear everything.
Oh, I thought. Can they all hear?
No, I meant.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
have to,
you
like, tell
just
them in
relay. You
common.
just relay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, right. So I will say that for the purposes of this, you heard everything that was said then. And you can begin to head your way. So you're walking and talking towards the tomb.
Can she guide us to the temple, or do we need to search for it again?
I will actually. That's a great point. I think now having literally the elven priestess with you would mean I can hand wave being able to
Nice.
find the elven tomb again. As quite rightly, she does describe there is a magic that surrounds the forest to keep it safe. It creates an illusion such that ne'er-do-wells would lose the path. It is an ancient spell, not known by many these days, I assume. I wonder if anyone can learn it. Actually, gonna have a look. Nope, only druids and rangers. Damn. But there is a spell that I've actually adapted for 5e. It's called Lose the Path.
Oh,
it
yeah, I've
does-
seen that.
You recognize it? Yeah, you saw it in my notes, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's available to druids and rangers, but it effectively creates like a twisting paths and illusions. So it's a reaction. That means when someone goes to like approach you, you can have them use their movement to go elsewhere instead,
Mhm.
like walk away from you. It's great for like casters who want to keep their distance. Like a big raging minotaur charges towards you, and you have it lose the path, and it runs off in a different direction. So that's really good. But yeah, I think she leads you back to the tomb, no problem. Go there. She says, my people made this as a way to honor our dead. The mirror that you mentioned, it is a form of divination. It allows the user to see those in this entire forest. Anyone who treads foot here, it is able to follow them and their exact whereabouts. From what you've described, this moose seems to have been able to pinpoint the location of any loggers that have tried to make their way into the woods. It is likely this mirror was being used as a way to find them so quickly. As for the other tombs, the one to the south, she sighs wistfully. That
you've got
belongs
faith
to
in
a...
Snort.
Oh,
They're just invisible. They're next to you, but there you go. She says, a long-distant relative, an ancestor of mine. The door can only be opened when the moon is on a half moon. Or there is another way around the spell that we elven druids used to use. There was a moonbeam spell that would illuminate the symbols on the floor. Not that we would need to visit it very often. It is simply the resting place of my ancestors. Zaelong, you had a question?
Yeah, I just realized that I throw a javelin in. Can I add it to my
Oh, yeah.
inventory again?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Okay, so in that case, she leads you back up to the actual moon dial itself then. And she says, where this druid has held up is in again another one of my ancestors' tombs.
Is there any
And
power to the
likewise, you
moon
would
dial? It was flashing when it was a
Power-
full moon.
Whichever moon cycle the moon is in, it will illuminate one of these panels. When that is the case, the doors which correspond to that symbol will unlock. And as this is the tomb of the half moon, it will only open on such an event.
Wait, what's the moon right now?
Unless
It's just
it
full
is a
moon.
crescent moon.
Or yeah,
Crescent? Wait, how's it? So it's not half yet then?
we need to wait
You took a
8
long
more
rest, remember?
days.
Yeah, okay. So we'd have to wait for the future for a half moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah. I guess we've got to head inside.
Okay.
I'll go first. I want them to. Put me in front. Greetings. We have
The
returned.
awakened moose is clearly fully healed. And they look up. You're back. Is this the follower of Oral you speak of?
Yes. This is Faith.
Hmm.
She has been chosen by Oral, and she has a lot of questions your friend might be able to help us with.
You wish for me to take them to her?
Yes. Yes, please.
Cannot
Are we
say
all-
she will be welcoming, but
That's okay. Are we all
I
able to
will
go?
lead you. It turns around again. And you know what?
Oh.
I'm just going to make an inside check against the rest of you. Does anyone mean to do the... This is out of game, I'm asking. Does anyone mean to do Ravison harm?
Not yet.
Like, is anyone... Okay, so once you've spoke, then you're going to kill her?
Depending on what she's saying.
Depending.
I have
And-
no hostile intent unless intent is given, if that makes sense.
Steph? What about you, Steph? Do you feel like this is going to be a diplomacy, or do you feel like you're intending to cast a few spells and...
It seems like diplomacy.
I'm asking out of game because a white moose is weighing each of you up and looking you over. And if any of you have like obvious ill intentions, then the white moose is going to ask you to stay behind, basically.
No, I have no ill intentions. Maybe she can look at
All
my
right.
shovel.
I genuinely just
He
want to
says-
talk between her and Faith and get an idea.
In that case, then, he says, you may follow me. All of you. Mm-hmm. All right. The awakened moose goes all the way up to the door and says, Ravison, there is a follower of Oral here who wishes to speak. They are accompanied by many others. They are armed, but they wish to speak. And you hear a kind of scraping sound against the stone somewhere within. and footfalls, very muffled, I guess, because they're behind a stone door, begin to walk over. And at first, she speaks in some sort of druidic tongue to the awakened white moose, and likewise, it speaks back, and none of you understand this. So there's this kind of back and forth. It sounds like the kind of rustling of leaves and the occasional kind of clack of stone. As to what they're saying, you're not really sure. But it seems as though perhaps she's trying to glean more information about you guys. Because you can see the white moose turning back to like look you over and then sort of reports. Yeah?
Can I roll for an insight to see if stuff is okay? Or if they're trying to lure us in a trap?
You can roll an insight check. Beyond what I said about, it seems as though the white moose is trying to deliver information based on what you guys are or wearing, etc.
No
Beyond
suspicious
that,
movements.
you're not really sure. No. Ravison says, you may speak with her, but you would rather do this from the safety behind the door. The white moose says, I will get out of your way. Okay, I'm gonna move everyone else kind of up. You hear her voice now in common from the door. And she says, a bunch of up-jumped southlings come to talk. Well, you can talk just from where you are. I know your kind. And I'd better take my chances with a big slab of stone between me and your pointy weapons. What is it you want?
Sounds perfect to me. We want to talk. We want to understand what's going on. Why you deem the animals to attack the town. Wait, have we not gone in?
No.
No, the
You
door's
can't. There's a
locked.
big old stone door.
Oh, she meant that as a thing. Okay, yeah.
You hear her fine though. It's muffled, but it's audible enough. I'm not forcing the animals to do anything. They have made their own decision to defend their home from outsiders.
Tell me this.
From loggers.
Have you lied to them at all? You misrepresented the truth?
Misrepresented? You know what you are. Anyone here in Icewindale is an invader of the North.
As are you.
Nonsense. I am a solitary defender of nature and the natural enemies. You lot. You lake beggars. Charcoal chewers. Those who only care about themselves. They take and take. Expect nothing in return.
If we are of those people you say we are of, then why did your goddess save our lives? Why did she allow us passage through a dangerous place we should have died? Why has she chosen our dear faith here? Faith has so many questions to ask about. And you might be the only person who has anything to tell us.
Sounds like you are the ones misrepresenting the truth. Auriel does not save people. She has no care for your survival. The weak, they falter in the path of the strong. It's only the strongest that survive. Only those are worthy of Auriel. And Faith says, it's true. It's true. In a moment of desperation, I called out to Auriel. She answered. I can prove it. I have her magic. I'm able to cast her spells, and I no longer feel the cold like I once did. There are those whose bodies are sometimes blessed by Auriel, but not out of choice. They are simply winter blessed, born on the solstice of midwinter. Perhaps that's what you are. Simply a coincidence, my dear. Nothing more. Auriel is a cold and uncaring goddess. You really think she heard your little cry? Faith turns around to you, Roki. I am an orphan. I don't really remember when I was born, but yeah, I could have been born during midwinter. She shrugs. You see she's having a little bit of self-doubts, perhaps?
I don't think you should doubt yourself. I think if you called to Auriel, she would hear and she would respond. She has shown you before. Maybe that's what you should do. Maybe a call to Auriel will prove to this follower of her that you are one in the same.
And what does Auriel call you to do? Hey. I don't know yet. That's why I came to this place. I'm here to seek answers. I want to learn about Auriel. I want to know why she's doing the things she's doing. Do you not know? Can you please tell me? You're like the whiny little wolf cubs outside, always pining for attention. Is it not obvious? This is the Frostmaiden's domain. She can do with it as she pleases. If she decides on a whim that winter must persist, then she deems it so. Faith says, but I heard that she was casting this spell deliberately so every night. Is that not right? The Ten Towners, they speak of a great aurora in the sky that is like cast every night. Is that not her doing? You sort of hear a sort of a scoff when she mentions what the Ten Towners have to say. The Ten Towners know nothing. They would sooner see this place reaped of all of its resources.
That isn't true. The people nearby try to make sure the forest is taken care of, and they are not taking more than they need. They are replanting. Where are you getting your information that they are trying to harm anything? They are taking more than they should.
He sort of, again, scoffs. This is our land. It's not theirs to take. In this
This land-
Arctic
Who-
wilderness, this
who
is the
is
natural
our-
state.
There are people
I do
who
not-
used to own this place. Some powerful elves. Are you one of them? Or did you take it from them? Is it not rightfully theirs? The
We
ones who
follow Aurel's
What about-
Aurel's path.
What about the people that made this place that you're currently living in?
You can roll an insight check, everyone, as you're listening to this back and forth, because it does seem as though you're poking some holes in her argument.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know the tomb outside that there was someone in there, preserved at the end of her life?
Steph, did you want to get in on this?
Steph, you awake? Someone want to nudge him?
Asleep.
Steph?
You guys have fucking terrible timing. You call me up the one time that I'm peeing.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
No worries. We just asked. Would you like
I
to
did-
make
We're,
an
we're
insight
poking
check?
holes.
But I'm not screaming through the apartment.
No, that's fine.
Right, that's what you wanted, right?
Yes, please. Okay, so it's kind of a bit muffled and not really sure exactly what she's on about, but I will say, Roki, you're definitely coming back with some solid, like, reasoning and comebacks that she doesn't really have. She's like dodging around it. In fact, she's actually getting more aggressive every time you're poking holes in it, almost as if she's come up with these assumptions herself. And if what she says is true, that Aurel doesn't call out to her followers, that she doesn't converse with them because she doesn't care about them, then how does she know what Aurel wants her to do in the first place? Sounds to you rather, that she's got these kind of zealotry-like ideas. She's seeing this endless winter as a sign that everyone should perish and only the stronger should survive. That's her interpretation of Aurel's will, but you gather that is literally just that. Her interpretation, but not the word of God herself.
I call out. When did Aurel tell you these things? Tell me.
A spell, a rhyme across the sky. That is the message to all 10 towners. That they are to be punished.
You
That
claim
they are to be.
You claim to be a follower. Where's the proof? She hasn't said anything to you. You're telling us that she's casted a spell and you see the results of that spell. You haven't told us anything that she has said to you.
I know her better than anyone. She has gifted me with powers. If I was not passing on her will, then why do I still possess such magic?
What powers? What follower of Aurel believes by guesses?
You see the door around this here begins to slowly freeze up. You see all the moisture form into icicles, cracks of ice form across the walls, creeping up towards you. And it's enough that it kind of Faith has to step away from the door.
Wait, can you remind me quickly what it is that happened when, like, with the Faith thing? Like, was it like time freezing or the weather freezing?
It
Sorry?
felt to her, yeah, like this was one of the first episodes.
Oh.
Faith
I'm trying to get
managed
a
to-
reminder of it. Yeah.
She sort of froze time, and like you saw the snowflakes beginning to like freeze in the air, and she stopped your fall in that one moment. And she said that she saw the eyes of a great and powerful owl in the sky with swept back horns. And she had these eyes that kind of glowed. And for just a moment or two, she was able to like freeze everything in a prism of ice, and that saved your fall.
So I'll say,
Yeah.
you call this powers of Oral? I know dragonkin that can do this just by breathing, just by wishing it be. They don't need to claim a goddess. Followers of Oral can do more than just make cold. They own the weather, they control it, they manipulate it, they hold it to a standstill. And they choose when the weather is allowed to continue again.
If this door wasn't in the way, oh, you'd feel more than just cold.
Open the
You'd
door.
feel an icy sickle straight through your heart. For such insults.
If Oral lets you, Oral will not let you harm us. Oral is on our side, and we will prove it to you. Come out here and show me you are a real follower of Oral, and not one simply hell-bent on hurting people and claiming her name to get away with it.
You know what? Perhaps that is a good test. You hear her voice getting slightly more distant, as if she's walking away from the door. We will see who the true follower of Auril is. Those who survive
Fuck, I didn't grab Shield
will
of
be the
Faith.
true followers. You can cast Shield of Faith, yes, if you'd
I
like.
don't have it. I didn't grab it.
Oh shit!
I would
Okay.
like to ask,
Ah.
can we leave it off at that? Because I need to go to bed.
Already?
Oh really?
Yeah.
29. It's only 10 past 9.
Yeah, I know.
Normally we play to like 10 or something.
It's 10 past 10 for me.
Right, but normally don't we play up till 10 and then call it? We can call it now if you really want, but
I really want to, I'm sorry, but I have to get up at 6 in the morning.
yeah, all right. 6 in the morning, jeez, that's rough.
Okay.
It's still a bit stressful. I'm like in the first week of the new job, so.
Understandable. Okay, yep, we'll call it here then. If everyone else is all right with that. In that case, we might have Manny for next session.
Hopefully. What happened to him,
Yeah.
by the way? Did he oversleep or what?
It's not
No
even...
clue.
Okay.
What time zone is he in? Is he in the US or?
He's somewhere in Europe. I can't remember where.
Okay.
No, he's in the US.
Is he?
Yeah. His
I
wife,
saw the... Okay.
his wife is
Yeah.
from Texas.
I
or
was trying
something
to.
like
I had
that.
caps
Yeah,
lock
yeah.
on.
Yeah, okay.
I thought they'd moved around
Yeah.
a few times.
He has moved around a lot. I thought he was in the UK at this point. I think he is.
Oh, is he?
I'm pretty certain. Yeah,
He told
I know
me
he's
he
lived a lot
traveled
in New
between
Zealand. But...
the US and New Zealand a lot. That's my last.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does, doesn't he? I'll just quickly end the stream here. Hopefully, back again next week with Manny in tow, and we'll see what icy explosion erupts from this door. We'll find out. Catch you then.